to TechFest STEM Next Final. My name is Gabby.
And my name is Yashka.
And we are your host for this evening. Tonight is all about celebrating the hard work of all students who took part in STEM Next, even for those who haven't made the finals. I hope you were able to take away lots of positivity from this experience.
For anyone that's not familiar with TechFest's work, TechFest is a charity based in Aberdeen, the northeast of Scotland, with a mission to promote STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. TechFest runs a huge number of diverse programmes and initiatives within local schools and beyond. We are here tonight to celebrate the final of one of those programmes, the STEM Next essay competition. STEM Next was developed as a direct result of student and teacher feedback and is now in its third year. The STEM Next competition is a fabulous way to gain networking experience and a great achievement to put on student UCAS forms and earn your CREST award, as well as win some amazing prizes. This competition was open to students aged 16 to 18, and students were tasked to do their own independent research and write an essay on a topic of their choice.
There were 3 categories, and the students could choose which category they wanted to sign up for. The categories were Energy and Action, Medicine and Life Sciences, and Chemistry and Biological Sciences. In each category, as part of their research, every student had to interview at least one industry professional or academic who was linked to their essay topic. So we have to say a huge thank you to all the volunteers who signed up to be interviewed. I believe a few of you have joined us here tonight and really hope you enjoyed being involved in this project. And just to let you know, like every year, interviews with you were a real highlight and the incredibly important part of this competition for the students.
It's so important that we are able to provide the next generation with a realistic insight into industry and academia and highlight all the diverse and exciting opportunities available to them. Our volunteers giving up their time to be part of this project has been hugely meaningful, and on behalf of everyone at TechFest, we want to thank each and every one of you for being involved and making this competition a huge success. We would also like to give a specific thank you to the University of Aberdeen for developing a fantastic series of lectures that gave the students guidance on all aspects of academic writing. I'm sure the students will agree that these lectures, as well as our STEM Next playlist on YouTube, which focused on different aspects of the competition, for example, interviewing, referencing, and more, were a useful resource for them.
We had over 500 students sign up to take part in STEM Next, and each and every one of you should be very proud of the work you've done. You certainly didn't make the assessor's job easy, and I can tell you that they were absolutely blown away by the high standard of your essays. So a huge well done to all of you. Even though you made the assessor's job incredibly difficult, we have managed to finalize the winning students for each category. For each category, we've awarded a first, a second, and a third place. Our third place winners will each be awarded with £50 of Amazon vouchers, second place winners £100 of Amazon vouchers, and our first place grand prize winner in each category will get £200 of Amazon vouchers. In addition to this, winners' essays will be published on TechFest website to get the recognition they deserve. If your name is announced tonight as a winner, your prize will be on its way to you.
And of course, none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for the fantastic sponsors. We're incredibly thankful to AirSwift, Ocean Winds, Techneep, FMC, CNOC International, Salamander, and Stromar. We will have representatives from these sponsor companies here with us this evening who will be speaking to the STEM Next finalists. Some of tonight's content has been pre-recorded in order to ensure a smooth running of this event. And now, without further ado, let's announce the winners for the first category of the night.
The first category of the night will be Energy in Action. The winners are: in third place, we have Mohammed Saad Khan from St. Mungo's Academy from Glasgow. Congratulations, Mohammed. In the second place, we have Geetika Gupta from Kelet School in Hong Kong. Congratulations, Geetika. And in the first place, we have Kate Nugent from Merkeston School, Edinburgh. Warm congratulations to all the winners. I believe we do have representatives from STEM Next sponsor companies here with us tonight, as well as the first and second place winners on the call. And a teeny bird told me that Lucy from CNOC International and Roger from Ocean Winds cannot wait to talk to these young and talented people. Take it away, Lucy.
Hello, everyone. I am delighted to be here with you this evening. This is CNOC's first time sponsoring STEM Next, and we are incredibly proud to have chosen to support this project. At CNOC, we are very passionate about STEM-related development, and we have been so impressed by all of the entries from the individuals who have participated in this challenge. Tonight, I am privileged to be speaking with Kit, who is the first place winner of this category. So hello, Kit. Lovely to meet you. How do you feel about winning the first place in the Energy and Action category?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I can't believe it. That's great. Thank you.
You are very welcome. So tell me, how did you come across STEM Next, and what was it about the challenge that really made you want to take part?
I was writing my first statement around the same time. I was trying to find what they call supercurricular things, stuff that sort of goes outside the classroom. And that's where my teacher, she found the TechFest essay competition. And I thought, yeah, this is the perfect opportunity. A lot of the things I do with engineering, it's all sort of portfolio based, where you sort of design the product. Very few times do you actually get to write an actual essay. And you know, it's such an important key skill. I just had to go for it. So it was really just my teacher just pointed out to me.
I am sure you are very thankful to your teacher who came across STEM Next and passed it on to you. Could you please tell me if your research throughout the project changed your previous view on the subject?
Yeah, totally. I first came across my love for sustainability through when I went to Venice, and you could see in Renaissance paintings where the water level was compared to buildings. And when I went there in real life, you saw the water levels were much higher than where they were in these Renaissance paintings. So before I was aware of it, but I didn't really have that sort of connection to it. So I think this essay really did just helps to really broaden my knowledge of it, specifically into the examples.
I absolutely love how being in Venice and looking at the beautiful Renaissance paintings gave you ideas for your essay that focused on net zero buildings. My final question to you is, what advice would you give students who will take part in the STEM Next challenge in the future?
I'd probably have to say try and take quite an unusual out-of-the-box approach to it, but yet make it very personal, I think, and try and gain as much sort of information, draw in as much sort of ties as you can. So like in my essay, I mean, I even talk about Steinbeck, the sculptures, and all in context of a building. So yeah, I think go for a really broad context and just work in.
Thank you so much for your time, Kit. It was brilliant to have the opportunity to speak to you. Congratulations again, and good luck with your future endeavours. And another big congratulations to all of the finalists, and thank you to TechFest and the rest of you for having me tonight.
Thanks for joining us this evening, Lucy, and well done, Kit.
Now let's say hello to Roger McMichael from Ocean Winds, our returning sponsors. Good evening, Roger. Can you hear us okay?
Hello, Yashka and Gabby. Yes, and I can hear you fine. Thanks for that. I'm very glad to have this opportunity to speak to Geetika, the second place winner of the Energy and Action category tonight. Ocean Winds is delighted to support this. We think it's a great opportunity for young students to select a topic that they're interested in, particularly in this example around energy. So that's why we've been very keen to support again. And so good evening, Geetika. Congratulations on your win, and how do you feel?
I wasn't expecting this at all because this essay was such a struggle towards the end to try to get it done. So I'm really grateful for everyone who's helped me out and for just you guys for giving us all the helpful information, because without that, I don't think I would have been able to write such a good essay. Yeah.
I'm sure TechFest are thrilled to hear that the resources they've provided were useful. Can you tell me how you came across STEM Next and what it was about it that made you want to take part?
So for me, I had my GCSEs last year. So it was towards the tail end of GCSEs when exams were over, the pressure was kind of dissipating as each exam finished, that I started looking for things to do over the summer. And a few ideas were essay competitions, volunteering, internships, all of those things. And I stumbled across a lot of essay competitions, but then STEM Next really stood out to me because the topics and the questions that we were able to choose from were really interesting. There were things that were so niche, which you could go into a lot of detail about, and there were also these things that were broad but affect every aspect of our lives. And I found that there were a lot of things I was interested in writing about, so that's why I picked doing STEM Next over the summer.
Yes, indeed. The TechFest team and the STEM Next volunteers did an excellent job coming up with the essay questions for the competition. In your essay, you discussed the consequences of oil production, the state of available alternatives, and the economic importance of oil. Having done extensive research on the topic, did it change your previous view on the subject?
I would say not really, because we all know that oil production needs to be stopped, and my research was just reaffirming that over and over, how there's so many negative consequences to oil. But what it did change was my perspective on how feasible it is to stop oil production, because before I used to think we should just stop oil, we have all this renewables energy, all of that. But when digging deeper into it, you're really able to see how fallible the infrastructure we have right now is and how much more needs to be done to be able to completely replace oil.
And would you say that taking part in STEM Next has helped you understand more about the topic?
For sure. It got me to research a lot more about this, whereas so far I just had very surface level knowledge about this, but as I did more research, I was able to learn so much more about these deep, like intricate parts of the argument, especially in terms of hydrogen fuel, because before this, I didn't really know what hydrogen fuel was. I didn't know why we were thinking about this. Why is this something that we haven't implemented completely yet? And because of STEM Next and because of just the deep research I've done into it, I've developed a real passion for hydrogen fuel and all of that.
I'm glad to hear that through STEM Next you learned about hydrogen fuels. And my last question to you, what has been your highlight of taking part in STEM Next?
I would say the research. The research part of it was really just being able to get just sucked into this world that is the topic you've chosen and just going into rabbit holes after rabbit holes, just reading up about it. It's just a really interesting process. You get to learn so much. And also it's unexpectedly tiring to do research. You get tired, so it really tests your attention span. So I think it's also improved my focus in a sense, being able to do so much research on this. And yeah, I would say it's the research because I've improved my focus and also I've gained a lot of knowledge on the topic.
Well, lovely to meet you, Geetika. It's been such a delight to speak to you. Thanks, Yashka and Gabby, for inviting me tonight, and congratulations to all the finalists. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roger, for the continuous support and for joining us this evening. Congratulations, Geetika, and all the best. Now let's move on to the second category of the night, medicine and life sciences. In third place, we have Akshara Suresh from Altrincham Grammar School for Girls, England. Congratulations, Akshara. Second place, we have Muralini Muraladaran from Robert Gordon College, Aberdeen. Congratulations, Muralini. And in first place, we have Divit Kilmani from Dr. Challoner's Grammar School, England. A huge congratulations, Divit. I think we have some representatives of Salamander and Technique FMC on the line tonight who will be speaking with the first and second place winners of the Medicine and Life Science category. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey everyone, it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Salamander Offshore Wind is thrilled to have sponsored TechFest this year. One of our main objectives as a project is to support the development of expertise and supply chain here in Scotland. And we think that kind of starts at school, so we want to inspire the next generation of workforce coming in to want to work in STEM. I'm really excited to talk to Divit this evening. Hi Divit, congratulations on winning first place in the category and a massive well done on a really fascinating essay. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I took on this essay for because I like writing, and I thought writing about something that I'm interested into, like cancer, would be quite interesting. So the fact I got this far and got first place is really cool. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you deserve to have won, definitely. You wrote a really amazing essay looking at whether cancer is ever going to be kind of able to be cured. What did you discover during your research? Do you think, will we be able to cure cancer?
I think during my essay, my perspective changed from the beginning to by the time I finished it, because initially I thought it was just like any other disease that had a cure. But as I was researching the essay a bit more and was adding more stuff, I realized that cancer itself has a quite a unique nature. So the answer is quite ambiguous, but I think that a lot of progress is being made in terms of cancer development, although a lot of that has been affected by COVID and such. I think it's going in the right direction and a lot of progress is being made. So yeah.
Yes, it is really reassuring to hear that there's so much progress being made in cancer research and treatment, and that it's all kind of going in the right direction. Do you think that taking part in STEM Next has helped you to kind of understand more about the topic?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't have understood some of the mechanisms and ideas behind cancer if I hadn't participated in this competition. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
It's great to hear that taking part in the STEM Next essay competition has actually helped you to understand some of the mechanisms behind cancer. You were asked to interview someone for your essay as part of the competition. So how did you find that experience?
It wasn't something I'd ever done before personally, so it was actually really fun. Probably one of my favorite parts of the entire competition as a whole. I interviewed two different people, and they were both incredibly helpful in the development of my essay.
Would you say that interviewing someone for your essay was the highlight of the competition?
Yeah, the highlight, yeah. Yeah, I was quite nervous too, because obviously they're quite a bit older than me and more experienced, but yeah, it all went well.
That's great. And the last question I want to ask you is, do you think that taking part in STEM Next has had an impact on your career choices?
I think before I was already quite set on doing medicine, I would say. But as a result of this essay, I think I've got a better appreciation of oncology and cancer in general. So I'm definitely more invested in medicine as a whole as a result of this competition. So yeah, I would say it has had an effect on my career choices.
That's great to hear. It was a pleasure to speak to you tonight, and well done again on your win. And congratulations to all the STEM Next finalists and to everyone who took part from Salamander, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
Many thanks for your time tonight, Charlotte. Lovely to meet you. Congratulations to Divit one more time. I'm sure the world is in safe hands with such young and talented people as our STEM Next finalists. I'll now pass over to Technique FMC.
Good evening, Yashka, Gabby, and everyone watching the STEM Next final tonight. I am thrilled to be representing Technique FMC here and cannot wait to speak to our final winner. As a global leader in the energy industry, Technip FMC has sponsored STEM Next since its inception. We keep coming back as sponsors every year because we want to help introduce the new generation of energy innovators to careers within STEM. And we are dedicated to give something back to the community where we operate. Hello, Mrinalini. Massive congratulations on your win. How does it feel to be one of the finalists of the STEM Next competition?
Oh, I'm really happy. So this is my second time doing STEM Next. I've taken part. So I don't know, just getting second place itself is such a big deal, obviously. I don't know, I'm just happy, I guess. There's no other feeling.
It's great to hear. It's your second time taking part in this competition. So tell me, what is it about STEM Next that motivated to sign up for another essay competition again?
So I did it first time. So last year, that was the first time I participated in the STEM Next essay competition. I heard about it through my school, and I really liked that it was quite different to the other like essay competitions in that, you know, it's combining the technical knowledge, but it's also relying a lot on, you know, you writing the essay, and it's, you know, how do I explain it? It's technical knowledge, but it's also that your style really matters as well. And you're allowed to put in a little bit of your opinion and your feelings as well. And I thought that was really cool. It's very different to writing like a research paper, for example, for an investigation or something like that. So I really liked that. I also really liked interviewing the people. I found that was quite unique as well. And I liked networking with them, and that's why I thought I should definitely do it again.
Definitely. STEM Next is a unique project that, as you say, is very different than actually writing a scientific paper. I'm very glad that you took up this opportunity again and won it this time. In your essay, you looked at the possible reasons of ovarian aging and its impact on women's health. I am sure you had to do a lot of research for this subject, which can be really difficult. And this is also from personal experience, since I am a graduate myself and I had to do a lot of personal research for my essays and thesis in my projects. So how did you overcome this challenge?
So I think one of the biggest things that I learned from last year, one of the biggest tips I, learned from last year is that start early. I think the deadline was in August, so I started researching around start of July itself. And I had my interview around mid-July, towards the end of July, because I knew that my interview would be really helpful. My interview would be really helpful in helping me find sources as well. So I, first of all, I think found a lot of sources on my own. I read through them. I tried to understand the information. And then when I had my interview, I was able to ask questions from that and then go, is there anything simpler? Are there any other simpler research papers I can read, which I can use to understand this topic? And my interviewer was a doctor, a GP in Bristol, who had like a background in women's and sexual health as well. She was able to point me towards a lot of different sources. So I thought that was really helpful.
Wonderful. What would you say has been the highlight of taking part in this STEM Next competition?
Oh, okay. So the biggest highlight's got to be, the interview, because I was able to not only ask questions about my essay, I was able to ask questions about her job as well, and how did she come, what was her journey to becoming a GP. I'm very interested in medical science and medicine as well, and I think I would like to pursue that beyond school. So I believe that asking her that and, just questioning, how did you get here, was really helpful in me understanding, okay, how can I get there as well in the future?
Yes, these interviews are not only to gain knowledge for your essay, they're also a great way to talk and communicate with people who are working in the field of your interest. And here is my final question before you go ahead and celebrate your win. What advice will you give to all the other students that are going to take on the challenge next year?
So as I said, earlier on, start early. I think when they announce, okay, this is when we're starting it, sign up, around that time, start looking through the questions and start thinking, okay, what would I be interested in writing an essay on? It should be something that you're interested in, something that because if it's something that you're interested in, you know that it's going to be an essay that you will write really well, because the interest really shows through, I think, What else? I think really network, you know, you have your interviewer, ask your interviewer questions and definitely, figure out what is their career path. Okay, what do they do? And, you find out a lot of new things, a lot of new careers as well. Last year, I interviewed a biomedical engineer and I asked about his job and I didn't realize actually that this was a career that I could do as well. I was really interested in it. Ultimately, physics wasn't my thing, but it's okay. It was an experience learning about the different careers. What else? So this is just for anyone that's doing it a second time or a third time. Look over the feedback that they give you for the essays. I found that actually it was the most useful thing for me when I was writing the essay the second time around, looking at the feedback that they gave for my essay last year, finding out, okay, what did I do really well? What could I have worked on? And, incorporating that into my new essay.
Great advice. That's it from me, Mrinalini. Well done on such a wonderful essay. Congratulations to all the STEM Next finalists and participants from Technique FMC. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us this evening. It's now time to move to the final category of the night. Yashka, shall we announce the winners of the category together?
That is a great idea, Gabby. Let's go. The winners are, in third place, we have Himanetra Muralidharan from Robert Gordon's College, Aberdeen.
In second place, we have Fahima Amiri from the Grey Coat Hospital, England. Congratulations!
And the first place winner is Marissa Toms from Haberdashery Girls' School in England. A huge congratulations, Marissa. We loved your essay.
Congratulations to all the winners! Last but not least, we have Ruth from AirSwift and Sophie from Stromar, who are here with us tonight and are bursting with excitement to be speaking with the first and second place winners of the Chemistry and Biological Sciences category. Hello, Ruth! Thanks for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here. AirSwift are delighted to be sponsoring STEM Next again this year. The competition means mirrors our organisation's key values and provides such a great opportunity for young adults to develop their skills across the STEM sectors. I can't wait to speak with Marissa, the first place winner of the Chemistry and Biological Sciences category. Hello Marissa, massive congratulations on your win. How does it feel being one of the finalists for the STEM Next essay competition?
Oh, first of all, wow. Well, when I initially saw the competition, I thought I'd have a go because I'm really interested in biology and chemistry. I'm actually taking them for A-level at the moment. And I looked at the title and I thought it really incorporated both things that I like about chemistry and biology. So I thought I'd have a go and see how it went. And turns out all the hard work paid off.
The hard work definitely paid off, Marissa. In your essay, you answered the question of how we can manipulate the levels of our brain chemistry to make us feel better. Based on your research, can you tell everyone that's watching us tonight what we can do to make us feel better?
Well, with my research, I found three main ways you could say. So one of them was just lifestyle changes. So going for a walk or changing what you eat, or socializing. And then another one was technology. So using different machinery and electrodes, we can manipulate our brain chemistry through that way. So the technology aspect of things. And then finally, obviously, the most well-known one is medication. So different medications causing the release of other neurotransmitters, which basically causes a chain reaction for other neurotransmitters to be released, which then helps people to get better from sometimes mental health illnesses, but also just generally to make them feel better in everyday life.
Thank you for sharing that with us. During your research, did you come across anything that ended up surprising you?
Well, especially when I was researching the different, I want to say machines, but not really machines, the different ways using technology we can manipulate our neurotransmitters and our brain chemistry. I found that a common side effect was, although it was really, really rare, was death. first it surprised me, but then it sort of scared me. And then through further research, I realized the reason they put that in there is because they don't fully understand all the side effects that could happen to a person using this procedure, this method. So they have to put down everything in case it actually happens. So that brought me to conclude my essay, where I said that I don't think we know enough about all these different methods, so that obviously the research is happening at the moment, but I think more and more needs to be done to fully understand all the side effects.
Well, maybe in the near future, it will be your research that will help better understand those side effects. For your essay, you also had to interview an industry professional or academic. How did you find this part of the challenge?
Well, I found all the experts that I interviewed, I found them really helpful. They were really helpful, and they wanted to help me, so I enjoyed that. Even though I emailed one of them, but they couldn't quite go onto a Zoom with me, so I emailed her my questions and she answered all of them for me in great detail, so I was very thankful for that. And all the others that I spoke to, we had really deep discussions about different things. One was a behavioral psychopharmacologist, so we spoke about the different medications that can be used. And then another one was a biomedical engineer, so we spoke about all the different machinery and the technology that can be used to help. So I found it really helpful.
I'm so pleased to hear that you enjoyed the interview process. It really is extremely beneficial for students to get in touch with professionals or academics and talk with them about the industry they work in, as overall they do know the best. Would you say that taking part in STEM Next has helped you understand more about the topic?
Yes, it did. I found through all my research. So initially when I saw the title, I thought, because obviously from my prior GCSE knowledge, I already knew some about mainly about the neurotransmitters. I mean, I knew how they worked. I knew some types, but apart from that, I didn't really understand how that caused or mental illnesses or just imbalances in concentrations in our brain. So through my research, I learned a whole lot more that I had no idea existed beforehand. So yeah, just really understood everything. Yeah.
It was such a pleasure to be speaking with you tonight, Marissa. Wishing you all the best. Congratulations from Mayor Swift to all the STEM Next finalists. Thanks for having me, Yaksha and Gabby. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you for your time tonight, Ruth. Delighted to have you. I believe we also have Sophie from Stromar tonight, who will be speaking with Fahima, the second place winner of the category. Hello, Sophie. Can you hear us okay?
Hello, Gabby and Yashka. Yes, I can see and hear you just fine. Stroma are grateful for coming across STEM Next and being able to support young people this way. A key part of the Stroma Offshore Wind project is inspiring the next generation of talent into STEM careers. I can't wait to speak to Fahima now. Hello, Fahima. Congratulations on such an amazing essay. How does it feel having won the second place of the category?
I feel quite shocked, to be honest. I mean, I didn't even expect to get to this point. So yeah, that's just amazing news.
Well done. In your essay, you looked into the mechanisms of action of analgesics and were trying to find out how some types of analgesics work. During your research, did you come across anything at all that ended up surprising you?
Yeah, I'd say one thing that surprised me was finding out that we don't actually know how all drugs that we take work. So for example, for paracetamol, we still don't know exactly what the mechanism of action is. But of course, it's still proven to be quite safe through drug trials and because we've used it for such a long time. So yeah, I think that just made me realize how there's still so much in science that we don't know. And I think that's kind of exciting.
Oh, wow, that is very surprising. Indeed, there is still so much about science that we don't know, and hopefully in the near future, you will figure out how those mechanisms of action work. Now, what would you say has been the highlight of taking part in STEM Next for you?
I'd say the research process was probably one of the highlights, because although at first it was quite daunting to think about writing up to 3,000 words, I found that after I started reading different papers and trying to piece together different parts to sort of make a plan, I found that it was actually quite enjoyable to do that. but also the interview was definitely a highlight as well, because I learned so much from it. And it was a really great opportunity to not only get help from my essay, but also sort of find out about different career paths as well.
Brilliant. And the last question I want to ask you is, do you think taking part in STEM Next has had an impact on your career choices?
Yeah, definitely. I was really unsure about what kind of degree I wanted to do before I did the STEM Next essay. But I think after writing it, learning about analgesics and painkillers and sort of mechanisms of action in such depth, it sort of made me realize that I'm really, really interested in chemistry and medicinal chemistry. So it was really helpful to sort of really go into depth on a topic and figure out if I enjoyed it or not.
Glad to hear that taking part in STEM Next helped you better understand what you might want to do in the future. Many thanks, Fahima. Thank you for chatting with me tonight. It was a real pleasure. Congratulations again, and to all the winners of the STEM Next competition. And bye for now.
Thank you so much for your time. And once again, congratulations to all the winners. That's everything from us tonight. Once again, we'd like to say a huge thank you to all the volunteers who gave up their time to be part of STEM Next. Thank you to the sponsors, CNOC International, AirSwift, Salamander, Stromar, and Technique FMC, who made this project possible.
And finally, a huge thank you to all the incredible students who took part in this year's STEM Next essay competition. You guys are real inspiration, and you should all be incredibly proud of yourselves. Don't forget to follow us on our social media channels. Till next time!